Limited run games.
Alright, thanks for joining us here on Adventures of Greg and Sabrena. We are checking out the Limited Run Collector's Edition Hyperkin controller. In this video, we're going to unbox the controller and we're going to do some actual gameplay and testing to see how well does it respond and work as far as a controller goes. So, let's do a little bit of history real quick. So, Limited Run Games back in the day, they kind of started out as a company, as a group of friends. Basically, Josh and Doug both started the company late of 2015. It didn't really kick off until like 17, 18, 19, 20, etc. You know, they kind of got their name started and everything. And when it came to Limited Run Games, they wanted to recreate games and then also come out with like controllers. So to this day, Limited Run Games, as you can see, the way that it's spelled on there is the same way that it's spelled everywhere. They partner with Hyperkin still to this day. So a lot of the Limited Run game controllers that you see are going to be that are old like this, or actually this I think was from 2017 to 2019 range. I think it went online like 2019 or something on Amazon, and I'm not too sure they actually had their website professionally going until around that time anyway. So I actually had to get this from an outsource and never bought this one originally when it first came out, because back then it was around before COVID time or whatever, or just around that time. So actually finding controllers for the Limited Run games was kind of hard, you know, because they just wanted to start making games and retro kind of stuff, and they wanted to do, like, you know, it's strange, you would love to see them do some hardware like recreations of consoles, but who knows? They might do that in the future. I always drop ideas. If Limited Run sees it, they might hop on it. But Limited Run is a company that's found out of North Carolina. Yeah, so they got a warehouse out there, and they got a retro game store out there. Now, their retro game store looks pretty awesome, and I love it. Someday, we're all going to have to visit the place because, you know, it's, you know, retro game stores are something that everybody just loves to go and check out stuff, you know. Now, as far as it goes, Limited Run Games has been partnering with controller company Hyperkin. Hyperkin doesn't just make controllers, but they're well known for their controllers because, in my opinion, I think Hyperkin kind of started out as a controller entity, in my opinion. But you know, I could swear I remember seeing them way back in the day, you know, and here they are still. So Hyperkin says, play well, live well. And so over here, of course I have more Hyperkin stuff, but over here, as you can see, this is Retron, you know, and stuff, but it has the H for the Hyperkin on here. So it says Retron down here, but it says Hyperkin here. So if you flip the box, it says Hyperkin. This is a TurboGrafx game playing device. And as you can see, I have a whole bunch of Hyperkin stuff, but I already did an unboxing on this one. If you go check some of my previous videos, you'll see that this Scout controller we went over, and it responds well and plays very well. Now, I do have a lot of Hyperkin stuff, but today we're focusing on Limited Run Games. Like I said, they do have a warehouse and a retro game store in North Carolina. Now, these guys, really, Josh and Doug, they were the ones who started the Limited Run thing. And so today, we're going to be opening one of their first controllers. There is a red one like this, and you could actually get a controller just like this, but it won't say limited run games. It is made by Hyperkin, and you can find it on Amazon to this day. So it's like the same thing, but it's just Hyperkin without the limited run. So limited run, they wanted to start making stuff and controllers, games, anything they could get their hands into. And if you were going to be buying remakes of, say, stuff like this, you know, that's by limited run, you know, what if you need a controller, you know? So they actually had a full series of stuff, and of course, not everything is here. Now see, back in the day, whenever you would buy limited run games, they would always put it in like a retro kind of box like this right here. Okay, so it would say physical forever, you know, and the box was always like this. And as you can see, you know, they always had stuff like this. This is how they kind of did it for a while. They did custom boxes and stuff. Now, from what I've heard, they're actually packaging stuff kind of cheaper in just like, you know, the bubble wrap stuff or certain things. And so some people have gotten mad over this. I actually have a game in the background, The Boy and His Blob. At the time, just so you know, the Boy and His Blob actually was kind of more one of those things where it was, you want it, but, you know, whatever, right? But whenever they ship it, it didn't come in a container on that one. But the collector's edition back there does, the one that's the white one. So the white one showed up just fine, but that one showed up in like a bubble wrap or something strange, and it's damaged. So you never really know exactly how these things may show up. You know, if you want to keep it and you want it to be mint, it's almost like you have to drive there in person. So let's check out this controller. This is how the box is going to look if you find one of these. These are actually very rare. There's a red one. I mean, you're pretty much going to be looking on eBay for this kind of thing, right? So as you can see, the box is pretty shiny. It says it works for the NES, PC, Mac, Android. And as you can see, they got the Hyperkin logo here. And then this kind of gives you a little bit of thing on it. So wireless up to 30 feet. Includes the dongle and then foreign language. It says a 6-hour lithium-ion battery. So if you know anything about video games of any kind, some of them may go well past 6 hours. So it says premium build quality, and of course it says, you know, some information there. And a Hyperkin is usually a pretty reliable source for getting partner with to make special controllers. So if you guys ever have any ideas about a controller and you want to go into business, you might want to start up with Hyperkin, because they do kind of put their necks out for you. But anyways, as you can see right here, register product information, blah blah blah. This says 2019 on here. Okay, so like I said, I was thinking this was a 2017 to 2019 make thing. Like, it took them some time to build it, think about it, and set it out there. Like I say, I think this was on Amazon, if I'm correct, in 2019. Don't get me wrong, they might have had it on their website if they had a website going. But what we're going to do today is we're going to open it. Now, this here has a tab for hanging in a store. I never seen any of these in a store. Maybe video game shops might have been interested, but the problem with limited run games is they don't mass produce enough to actually put these in video game stores. So retro video game stores are kind of up in the ante these days. They're kind of appearing everywhere now. And these would be something they need to kind of come back on and make. So I wouldn't suggest opening it from the top, as it may deform something, and it's already got a crevice there. So what you want to do is probably from the bottom. And yes, we are opening limited run game products, and that's what I'm into right now, you know. So that's what we're going to be doing. I don't want to say, hey, no, I'm never going to open it, because I would be lying to you. I would be lying to you. I figure you only live once. Why keep it sealed? It means nothing if you keep it sealed. So this is how it's going to come. I would suggest you open it from the bottom, so that way it slides out without deforming the top, because the top is more of a presentation thing. So whenever you first pull one of these things out, you're going to have a card in there. As you can see, the controller and this wired cable. Now, I think someone said this cable is pretty long, so we're going to check some stuff out here. First, let's get to the hard part here. Hyperkin Cadet. So the Hyperkin Cadet comes with this little manual here, and it's kind of some basics here, but as you can see, it says the controller, the dongle, and the charge cable. Now there is a dongle sync button, which you'll have to push to sync it, and as you can see, there's a sync button on the controller itself right about there. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of different things here. They have a charge port and LED indicator and instructions. So we're going to kind of go over some of that whenever we go to hook it up, and we'll have to charge it and make sure that it's good to go. So obviously on this side is your English, and connect it and charge it, you know, so helpful hints. They have a lot of information here that might be helpful. Now, as far as it goes, this is, you'll see now we're getting into foreign language. This is a pretty unique controller, but why is these pages all blacked out here? I think they were supposed to be pictures, and, you know, so Limited Run Games has their stamp on the back, but on the front is a hyperkin. Pretty crazy, huh? So when you're first getting started out as a company, you really want to try to get your name out there, and you want to start producing products that you really like. Jeez, it's kind of top heavy, huh? So this is how it's going to come. So here is the really cool dongle before we get to the controller. So it says Hyperkin on here, and made in China, as you can see. Tells you the numbers and all of that on one side, and you can see the screw holes here. There is your charge port. Now I also kind of wonder, is there a way to hook up this wired in case if the controller starts to die, to run it through the actual thing? So I don't know if you could really hook up this type of connector to this type here. Okay, so I don't think those are USB-Cs, but the USB little thing. So there's going to be an LED light, and that's the tab that you hold down. On this side here it says Hyperkin, okay, and this will plug into your actual Nintendo system, which I kind of worry about some of the, you know, I kind of worry about some of these pinholes, because when you look at the pinholes, take a look, some of them are not perfectly round. So that is one major problem that may be a problem, you know. So you may have to go in there with a little pin and kind of roll it around or something, because the problem I see here is this fitting in there and making a good connection. Okay, so that might be a concern, as I can see that some of this actually has some like rough grit. And this is like this one right here, this hole right here at the top is smaller than all the others. So you see what I'm saying as far as the cut goes, and it fitting in there to fit the pins. So that may be an issue. We don't know yet. But I love Limited Run, so we're going on with it. So this is their controller, and it does feel like an original controller, and it seems to fit pretty good, but I don't know if that feels exactly just right to me. The controller is thicker, and it had bumps right here. For whatever reason, maybe there's something more unique to this controller than meets the eye, but it does look pretty damn cool. Obviously there's your charge port, and there's your sync button, and then on the top here is the LED light. So I guess whenever you get this thing, you'll find out these are really rare or hard to find. But the problem that I have is, can we hook it up wired? Now, the only thing about going wireless these days is that, you know, it makes it more comfortable without a cable in the way. But the response time is what I'm curious about. Because this product is so old, the battery may be harder to charge or may not hold a good charge. We don't know yet. So this is the cable, and it seems to be quite long. You're looking at, about 4-foot cable. So obviously this is the type of control, and there's no special anything, you know, and then this is USB to charge it. So let's get started and find out. Let's charge this controller and find out just how responsive is it. How well does this fit in there as far as a controller? I'm going to try to see if I can make sure the connection, the surface feels a little rough, like some jagged parts. So sometimes when you go to plug this in, it could do something, who knows, but we got to make sure that it's good. So I'm going to sit there with a thing and make sure everything's nice and smooth, okay? So let's get started. On with the gameplay. What is the game is going to be the question. Ho ho ho, I get to pick the game. Ha ha! Let's check it out.
Limited run games.
Alright, so apparently you can hit select, and there's a third spot down there. What is that for? So let's see the response time with this. We have no idea. Ghosts and Goblins is the game of the day. Which one will it be? Which one will it be? Okay, so holy moly, I'm not ready. I was gonna do, you know, something else, you know. I was thinking Addams Family, because you can go a lot further with that, you know. But this game here, I always die at the water, before the water, or somewhere where those ghosts are. And it seems to be pretty responsive as far as the controller and everything goes. It does sync up. You have to get both sync buttons on top here, and to where they're flashing. You know what I'm saying? To where they're flashing fast. So, of course, I got the dagger, which is the fastest weapon, and when it comes to this game, you definitely want to use the dagger. It's always good to keep a zombie trailing you sometimes, because that zombie can... Oh man, I thought I didn't have him. Oh boy. Dang, it's really tough. And who said this game was easy? So trying to hold the controller and look at the screen, I gotta be up higher. So that way you can see the ability of this. Who knows, right? Who knows? You know, trying to look at two things at once. It's nice. It's very nice. So any of you guys try to do any kind of special streaming or any kind of videos, you would know that getting a camera on your hands, not always the easiest thing to do. But we're doing it. That's how we do it around here. So, of course I'm going to get hit. I'm just going for it. Trying to go, and I can't go. I'm going to have to climb that thing. Let's try it again. Now that I can kind of feel the controller. It usually takes a round or two. Now see, that's what that third spot was down there, was continue. But I'm just going to start at 1. Now I know there is probably some sort of code where you can level select, but we're not into that. We're not doing deep dives on how to exploit all the games right now. We're just doing teardowns on everything first. And then we're going to get deep, I say deep into stuff. Because that's what I do, I get deep. Most people don't know how deep it is. It does work pretty well though. It takes up the whole screen. Very nice. Get on that ladder right away. Kill that guy. He was a pain in my butt. That's pretty much what you have to do on this part. To go up top.
and kill those guys. Sometimes whenever I'm jumping down here, I always die because there's like zombies or something. Dang. This is where I die. I either die here, or I die with these damn ghosts. I'm trying not to die here. I know what's gonna happen. I thought they were tube ghosts. Those ones that look like tubes. Oh my god! They're guys with shields. I thought they were like tubes that come at you with pitchforks. Why is it different? That's an original Ghost and Goblins game, just so you know. Yeah. That's how you gotta do it, is continue. I was hoping he'd run. Is this where the tube ghosts are? This is the original game. There's the tube ghost. That's what I was talking about. Oh, man. This is why you don't make it through the game. Damn. Should have ducked. Well. You know, I used to be good at this game. I could actually make it to the 3rd or 4th level. But that was as far as I could take it. It was always the 3rd was really hard because I was like out of continues or something. But when I first started playing this game, this is as far as I could make it right here. So I remember being a kid and seeing this, and there was like false floors and shit in the game because they never patched it or something. I don't know. Playing at the arcade, but yes, it works, everybody. Good controller. Good. So, if you guys have any questions, drop them down in the links below. I'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Click on Zombie Apocalypse.